All right. Good evening. Welcome to my channel, Clear Waters. Tonight, a second try on this live stream for the title Islam versus Christianity, Evidence or Belief. No preaching, please. This is the same subject as yesterday because yesterday I had a problem with my audio. So most of the live stream was muted and I didn't notice. So right now I'm gonna check, make sure my live stream is up and running and that I can hear myself or hear the audio. Muted and I didn't know. Perfect. So right now I'm gonna check. So I can tell. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna find my live stream on my phone and check from time to time that the audio is fine. I don't want that happening again. So I'm just trying to find my live stream. Is that it? No? Let's see. Come on. Okay, that's it. So we go to my channel. Oh, wait. Silence for a moment. How do you go to the channel? Videos. Oh, here it is, live. And yes, I found my live stream. Awesome, so it seems to be working. Yep, it's working. We're good. So why it is cut off? I'm gonna show the chat, live chat, and I don't understand this. I still don't understand it, but anyways, this is my second attempt to do this live stream because yesterday the audio broke, so nobody could hear me, but it's all good. I'm just gonna lower the volume for the music and we're gonna talk about this problematic of believing in God. So let's lower the volume. That's good. Perfect. So again, this is my second attempt to do this live stream because yesterday the audio broke. So probably more than 50% of the live stream was muted and I couldn't tell. But it's all good. Everything is fine. Things happen for a reason. So I'm doing this live stream again, talking about Islam versus Christianity, just to come up with a title, Evidence or Belief. No preaching, please. You know, I just ask that little favor if you're gonna ask me questions or you want to have a conversation. Oh, I forgot to put my Discord link just in case someone wants to call me. and have a respectful conversation without calling me names. Just a little request. Naimir del Valle. X, yes. Welcome. Islam or Christianity? Belief, no. Evidence or belief? Call in, and I'm putting down the link just in case someone wants to have a conversation and try to explain to me why in the world do you believe in a God, and what for? I think I pinned the message. Yes, I did. So perfect. So there's the link, the Discord link, just in case you want to call me and tell me a little bit about your God and why you believe in a God. If you're Islam or Christianity, whichever. In case you don't know me, my name is Javier. This is Clear Waters, and I'm talking about the topic about the problematic for humanity of believing in gods. Is a real problem, as probably you already know. So I'm gonna show you some notes. Just 3 small points. There you go. You know, by doing these live streams, I noticed that when someone that believes in the book of the Quran, Islam, they say that their God is the only real God. But then when I talk to someone that believes in the God of the Bible, they say the exact same thing. The God of the Bible is the only God. So my question for you, if you are under any of these doctrines, which God is real? If you are an honest human being thinking rationally, and you say that, no, my God is real, the other God is not real, I think, very respectfully, you are just being childish, because we can spend the night, days, weeks, months, years telling each other the same thing. No, your God is not real. My God is real. No, your God is not real. No, my God is real. No, yours not. Childish. So if you're going to answer that question, which God is real, don't waste your time telling me your God is real because your God is real. You know, come on. Not interested in that information. If you can share a piece of information that could guide me or anybody else to where a God is, that'll be more interesting than you just repeating, my God is real, my God is real, my God is real. You know, my God is real, like a robot. Not necessary, not interesting. No. So which God is real? Can you tell me if you believe in a God, that your God is real, just for, I don't know, just to try to understand why you believe in a God? Money, sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. Money. Thank you for your message. Thank you for being in the live stream. Muslim here. Allah is just God the creator. Really, Mud Money, I just said that. Allah is just God the Creator. Even Arab Christians and Jews call him Allah. Anyway, who is God according to Islam? God is the Creator one and only. He does not need rest and does not have. Monet also writes a shape or form and exists outside of space and time that he created. You know, Monet, please, I apologize if I pronounce your name or your username incorrectly. So in order to believe in him, you connected to us through messages, through messengers. But Monet, everything that you're writing is absolutely problematic in many different ways. But let me just present one of the biggest problems that you have with the information that you are sharing, and let me explain to you. You see, the only real God, the only creator of the universe is Chulum. It's not your God. It's not Allah. Chulum is the real and only creator of the universe, and there is undeniable proof for this. The universe itself, because the universe couldn't come up by itself. So it was created by Chulum. You see? Monet was only an introduction, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for your message. Yes, I understand what you are saying and what you are sharing with me with your messages. It's just that, I'm interested in understanding why people in the year 2026 still believe in gods. Explain about Shulum. First time I hear, yeah, I'll be happy to. I have made probably 2 different live streams entirely dedicated to Chulum. I tell people that if you need a God in your life, which I think is not necessary for you to live a happy life and fulfilling life, but if you do need a God in your life, please choose Chulum, because Chulum is the only non-violent God. Chulum doesn't care if you love him or not. There's no hell, no heavens, no jumping through hoops, no books, no rules that you have to follow, no, morals that he have to teach you. He's just being God. He created you, a human being, and you just be that. Be a human. So, yeah, Chulum, the only real creator of the universe. Monet writes, yes, we believe that there is a creator of this universe and everything. Yeah, I agree with you. And that's Chulum. Very easily to prove. So, going back to these questions that I'm asking, I will look at that. But just to explain, we don't just say we believe in Allah and that's it. We do provide proof. Islam had logic and follows the mind. I'll leave that to your research. I'll look up Chulum. Sure. One of the problems with, in my humble opinion, with Islam and with Christianity is the same exact problem. You have yourself, you have your feelings, you have your beliefs, and you have a book. That's it. You don't have a God. So when you say that you believe that the information in the book is accurate. You're not talking about believing that a God is real, because you don't have a God. You have a book. You have a doctrine. Very respectfully. Monet writes, but God was calling many names. But let's agree a creator of everything will be an absolute powerful that is one and is not defined by space, time, right? No, I don't know those things. Probably you read these things somewhere and you just were persuaded somehow to believe that these things are real. What about there's not one God? There are two gods. Probably God has a wife. I don't know. Probably there are four gods. There are a family. Probably it's a society of gods. We don't know that. You don't know that. I don't know that. So when you say these things, and when people say these things, you are repeating something that you learned somewhere, but you are not aware of these things. You don't know a God. You don't know that it's outside of the universe. You don't know that it's inside of the universe. You're just believing that the information from one of these God books hopefully is accurate. Matmane, you didn't read the Quran to understand what is it. I invite you to read it and criticize it after you read. You can criticize something you do not know about, I guess. Okay, when you say what okay, what you say I do know. I just said you believe in Chulum as a true God. How do you know? How do I know that Shulung is the only creator of the universe? Because the universe couldn't come up by itself. It had to be made by someone. So it was made by Shulum. You see? Case closed. There's no other God. I hope you understand what I'm doing with this example. Mane, you have absolute knowledge. How did you get it? Or did you just believe? Which is contrary to what you're saying. Mane, I got that knowledge from this Shulum God by divine revelation. Got it? No book. Chulum needs no book. The book that I presented there is just for illustration purposes. But with Chulum, there's no book. There's no marketing involved. There's no money involved. There's no teaching involved with Chulum. You don't have to follow any doctrines with Chulum. So, I don't like Chulum either. He doesn't care that I don't like him, but if you need a God in your life, I think Shulum is the best option, in my humble opinion. Matmane writes, exactly, this is what Muslims say. A creator, one entity created the universe. That's Matmane, that's what Muslims believe based on some data taken from a book. That's why I said at the beginning, you have your beliefs, your feelings, and data coming from a book that probably you pay money for. I don't know. But you don't have a God. That's the only missing part, you know. No God. Just the data that talks about a God. Matmane, thank you for your questions. Very interesting. How did Shulum connected to you to show you he's the creator? Shulum didn't show me anything. He's not interested in interfering with humanity. He doesn't care. I got it through divine revelation, but not divine revelation really. It's like poking through a hole and I saw Chulum there. That's how I know it's real. It's right there. Also, I don't follow a doctrine. Real Islam differs from mainstream Islamic sects. Islam is about the oneness of God. That's it. And logically, if there's a creator, he will send a message. Yeah, Mane, I used to be a believer of the God of the Bible. I am no longer a believer. I'm extremely doubter. I don't believe in the God of the Bible. I don't believe in Allah. I don't believe in any God. So if myself wants to believe in a God, I will choose Chulum. Chulum doesn't favor group thinking. You can make your own idea of what God is. He does not care. So I no longer follow group thinking. The Quran could be the best book in the world. I am not interested. And besides that, I have had people coming to the live stream and guide me to some of the best parts of the book, and I read them on the live stream, and I don't see what's good in whatever they ask me to read, but I go and read the parts that they tell me to read, because those parts are going to open my eyes to Allah, and they haven't opened anything. Excuse me. Okay, so Matt Monet writes, I don't believe in the God of the Bible. I'm sorry, I missed a message. Okay, I will ask you to genuinely and objectively read the Quran. Then you're welcome to criticize it. Matt Monet, how do I explain this? I'm going to do my best, but most likely you're not going to be interested in what I'm going to say. When you ask me to read the Quran, it's like you're asking me to read the manual for football. Okay? You want me to get into some information about a subject that does not have to do with real life. I am not going to read the manual for football. I don't want to learn the rules. I don't want to learn the tactics. I don't care. I'm interested in real life. So if you're asking me to read the Bible, okay, I am not interested in reading the Bible, because I am more interested in real life. You're asking me to read the Quran. I am not interested, because I don't want to get into the Quran feel and rules and morals. I'm not interested. I'm interested in real life. Man, slow down, Monet. I don't want to skip any of your messages. So thank you for suggesting me to read the Quran. No, thank you. Not interested. I don't need a God in my life. I don't need a God to tell me what to do. You also wrote, I don't believe in the God of the Bible as described in the Bible. Well, good, me neither. You also wrote, God in the Quran gives a freedom of thinking, but he's also present to you, steps for critical thinking. That's nice. Still doesn't makes me interested in the book. I don't like reading about books about gods. Not interested. It doesn't call my attention anymore. Okay, you wrote, I'm not trying to convert you, but I'm telling you to read the Quran before to understand. Hopefully you heard what I said. I'm not interested in getting in the field that talks about a particular God. Not interested. I will stay in my real life information. You wrote, you are free to do so or not, of course. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Peace, my friend. Peace to you also. Thank you for your kind taking the time to send some messages and being here on the live stream. Thank you so much. You also wrote, it's okay. I'm not here to convert. Thank you. That's very nice of you. We're having a conversation. Thank you. And you're being very respectful. I do know what's in the Quran, and yet you're trying to talk about it. You know what's the Bible, but the Quran, you do know about it. The thing is, Monet, I'm not talking about the Quran. I'm talking about real life. The books, in my humble opinion, are not real life. I don't know if you have presented with situations like with strong emotional context, content. Um, like when you have some suffering in your family or something happens very bad, you come to understand that real life is something and these books is something else. Trying to use one of these books, these doctrines, and try to apply it to real life is like trying to apply football, a manual of football, to real life. Use the football to have fun, use the football to, to express yourself, but don't confuse football with real life. That's why I think about these books. I don't use them for real life. So the Quran could be the best book in the world for human beings, for, I don't know, for living life. I still not interested. This is something sometimes hard for me to explain. I'm looking at things from a different perspective, from the perspective of the human being, the individual, the one that is structured with thoughts, feelings, and actions. I'm not talking about a book. I'm talking about a real living being, not a book. Don't try to feed a human being into a book. That's what I'm trying to say. Now I'm trying to convert you out of with whatever you believe in. You're right. Also, I would read about Shulum says and ask you. You will not find any information about Shulum. Shulum does not interfere with human beings. Shulum have no books. There's no literature for Shulum. You're not gonna find archaeological findings about Shulum. He doesn't peek his head out of eternity to show his head down here on earth to see what you're doing, if you're deserving of his mercy or not. No, you're not gonna find anything about it. You wanna try to contact Shulum, you have to look inside of yourself. You will not go outside. Monet writes, Quran has critical thinking, universe contemplating, etc. Not just use rules and whatever. Monet, if you are okay with someone else telling you who Allah is, good for you. Nobody is going to tell me who or what God is anymore. I'm over that group thinking. Not a group of people from 2,000 years ago are going to tell me who God is. I'm over it. I'm done looking down and sticking my face in a book. Now I'm looking to the sky and I'm exploring. I'm moving, I'm exploring, and I'm discovering. I'm not gonna do any of the stuff in a book. Man, Monet, man, you're writing your own book here. But you're asking interesting questions. You write or you ask what you believe as Chulum is also the concept of Allah, the one God. This is why. Yes and no. Yes and no. But Monet writes, you said you saw Shulum or believe in him through revelation is the same. A God would send instructions or description of him that a human being would understand and comprehend. Not Shulum. Shulum doesn't care. He does not care. You know why? Because Shulum is a God. He's doing godly things. He's not interested in what you're doing and to see if you're naked or not, if you're doing is bad or good. He doesn't care about any of the stuff. He does not care. You can mock Shulum. You can call Shulum an idiot. You can call Shulum an imbecile. He does not care. You will not offend Shulum. Unlike other gods, that if you offend one of these gods, you will pay the price. Okay, so you write, by the way, I don't mean any disrespect for my Christian brothers. I only meant you didn't believe in the Bible, and I don't, but you know is so you can argue it. As for Quran, I do what it is. Trying to understand what you're writing here. So according to you, there is no divine justice. No, there's not. None, zero. It's all made up. There's no divine justice. You have never seen anybody, any God doing divine justice. You got this data from a book, or you heard it from someone else. You got it from one of your senses. You got it from your hearing or your eyesight, one of your human sensors. You got that information through a process of having one of these carriers gotten into your feeling system, and now you have an impression in your system and you believe that this information is real. That's why Allah feels real. Feeling that a God is real doesn't make the God real. This, in my humble opinion, Monet, when someone believes in a God, tells me that they lack the data about how a human being works. If you don't understand what makes a human being run, if you don't understand what's humanity's fuel, what makes a human being run, then you are going to believe in a God. Once you understand your humanity and what most likely you're doing here as a human being, it's going to be very hard for you to fit a God in your belief system. So in order to believe in a God, you have to do one thing. You have to lack some knowledge in order to fit the God in your belief system, or not in your case, okay? But in some other people, in order to fit a God in their belief system, they have to be dishonest. There's no other way around it. And this is, you can demonstrate this. So answering your question, no divine justice. Zero, not at all. It's just something that was made up. You read somewhere else. You read it somewhere or heard it from someone. Thinking about divine justice make you feel good. You internalize it, and now divine justice is real for you, or feels real for you, in my humble opinion. 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now, time is irrelevant to an eternal God anyway. I don't want to talk a lot. That doesn't make too much sense, Monet. If God is timeless, you're still talking about 1,000 years, 2,000 years. Probably for an eternal God, 2,000 years is not even a fraction of a second. Just met you, bro, but I love you. Thanks for the conversation. Very kind of you, Monet. Yeah, we believe different things. We see life in different ways, different approaches, but at least we agree in something, that we're being respectful. And I thank you for participating in the live stream. Whoa, have to sleep 3:33 a.m. So that makes me think that you're somewhere on the other side of the world, because right now here is 8:38 p.m. You write, okay, but you got your info also from your senses. You just said you just saw it through something like a revelation. Yes, I got it from my eyesight, from my mind sight. But I hopefully you understand where this Chulum God really come from. Okay? I believe in God by choice because I understood humanity not cause of lack of it. I have a logical scientific mind and I'm an artist. So God is there for me in every spectrum, not cause blind faith. Ah, you're reading my comments late, so you're losing track of my comments. You're saying 2000 years I meant when you said Quran is old. Got it. Yes, there's a delay. I don't know why. Sometimes like 10 seconds, sometimes a whole entire minute. I don't know. But there's a little bit of delay. Oh, so you're in Lebanon. Wow. You are on the other side. Man, thank you for stopping by. If you're going to bed right now, man, go rest, sleep, have a good night's sleep. And thank you very much for being so kind and sharing your thoughts. This is the purpose of my channel and live streams, to have conversations in my specific case of the problematic of believing in gods, but I don't force my way of thinking or the way I see life to other people. I'm inviting to have conversations. Thank you, Matt Monet. Hopefully I said your name correctly, and have a good night. Thank you. I do live streams every night here, sometimes at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, but I'm doing up night, my time. Chulum be with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. So that was very interesting. Um, I was just asking the question which God is real. So I go to number 2, which is which of this religion is more strict. I think that by my experience of listening to people would say that probably Islam is more strict. But in any ways, I think it doesn't matter which one is more strict in the way I see things and understand life. Um, the teachings, the information that you get from the books, at the long run is not helpful. You can find this information helpful for a moment in time. You're going through some situation, you need some guidance, some help. You can hang on to one of these gods from one of these books. But once you're done with your situation, your problem, it will be a good idea to let go of the gods and the teachings and move on. You, as a human being, I think one of the purposes you have here in life is to move. You have to continue moving. That's why you were made with mobility, not for, I don't know, to pick your nose or doing something that makes no sense. You were created or designed with mobility for a purpose. You have to continue moving. You cannot get stuck facing down reading a book. So which one is more strict? It doesn't matter. So number 3, which has been proven to not work. Wow, I think this is a very interesting question because through the many years that these religions have been out, airplane passing by, I don't know if you heard it, but which has been proven to not work of these religions. I think both of them. The main problems with these religions, with these teachings, with these books, with these gods, is that for one is group thinking. You're never gonna get far through group thinking. You can access the information from the book, get whatever works for you and get out. But if you get stuck in the group, you're gonna lose yourself as an individual, and you're no longer gonna be you. You're gonna be them. You're gonna be they. And that's problematic. Losing yourself to a group. In the case of Christianity, Jesus has been out in the public for more than 2,000 years, and he has not fixed the problems with humanity. So I think the teachings of Jesus, whatever is expressed in the Bible, has not worked. So he had failed badly. It has not made the world a better place. Actually, I think that once you're introduced to one of these gods, you suddenly change, and most people do not change for the better. Most people, not everybody, most people turn themselves into a very selfish person. Now there are, all they care is their salvation, being disciplined to God, listening to God because they want the best for themselves. They want to pray for everybody, but they don't want to do anything, because praying now, you don't have to take action on anything. You let God take the action by praying. So there's many negative teachings from these books. Also, in the case of Jesus, big problem. Whatever you do in your life that improves your life, you have to credit Jesus. You cannot credit yourself, which is horrible. You will not do that to a kid that takes the effort to learn something, and they improve their life, I don't know, by taking the right decisions. No, you're not good. You're a sinner. So Jesus did it for you. Okay. Yeah. Horrible teaching. So, in my opinion, from my point of view, any religion, it doesn't have to be Islam or Christianity, any other religion, is going to be group thinking, it's going to be a doctrine. And if you are honest with yourself, you can tell that thousands of years of religions, world is not a better place. So I think little by little, lots of people are dropping the gods because it's not doing anything good for their lives, their families' lives, their countries, or for humanity. Believing in invisible gods is problematic because, as you can tell, I created my own God, and no one ever are going to tell me that this God does not exist, because I have proof that Chulum is real, the only creator of the universe. I always laugh when I say that. Hopefully you know why. But anyways, this is my little presentation for this live stream, and normally I like to have conversation after I'm done, but it doesn't have to be like that. I was having a conversation with Mut Monet, and now someone else writes, Google sucks. Okay, what a username. Human behavior expert Chase Hughes, in a recent podcast, discuss how the CIA recruits social media influencers with bribes, coercion, and blackmail to have them push or avoid certain talking points. Yes. This is not only for these influencers. They do it for media. I think actually one of these programs is called Mockingbird, which I heard lots and lots of information. Probably if you know this information, Google sucks. You know, and you have heard about Mockingbird operation. I think it's from the CIA or the FBI. Yeah, right now you can tell with the power of internet, that some campaigns are run to discredit people or to try to move people's minds in one direction. Well, I think that you have also heard about um, the God influencers. You know what I'm talking about? Those that say that God speaks to them, that God reveals information to them, just making stuff up as they go. It doesn't matter as long as the money keeps coming. But anyways, Google sucks. Thank you for your chat comment. I know there's a big delay. Some people think that I don't pay attention to their messages, but I do. Sometimes I notice that there's a delay of sometimes 10 seconds, sometimes up to a minute. It's like the longest delay that I've seen. I'm just checking on my phone. But anyways, again, thank you, Google. What a username. Thank you for your comment. If anybody out there wants to have a conversation, I have a Discord line that you can call in and we can have a conversation. I like to also do some marketing of some of the videos that I made before. You can go watch them if you want. And the last part of this live stream, again, I pay attention to the chats, or if anybody wants to call me and have a conversation, I'll be happy to. So I'm just here for you. If you want to ask me a question, I'll be happy to answer. If you want to have a conversation, if you believe in one of these gods, I would like to know why and what for. I'll do some journaling in the meantime. All right, all right. All right. I'm done with my journaling. So today's live stream was quite interesting. Islam versus Christianity, evidence or belief? No preaching, please. So I think I presented some of the problems of believing in one of these gods and following one of these books and doctrines, and why the big problematic of believing in God posed to humanity. In case you haven't heard me saying this before, religion is one of the biggest acts of normalizing a problem. Not good. But hopefully, if you were watching, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you Mud Monet, also Google Socks for leaving messages in the chats, having a conversation. Thank you very much. If you get to see this when it's recorded, thank you for watching, and then I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.